Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We got a few EPs today. Mm, and the market is not slowing down. It's SPY is having the fourth consecutive gap ups. I I honestly have no idea when it will get a pullback. Mm, So actually, I'm I don't know whether it's a it's really a good time on buying the EP today, but I think still we I I I I will still at least try a few times, I think. But particularly like YOU. Okay. It's gapping up above the previous swing high and in a very strong weekly uptrend. It looks like a huge VCP breakout uh, on the weekly. This YOU is a little bit too liquid. I'm back from trading. Probably that's all the trades that I got today. Still, market is a little bit extended. I think the semi names looks pretty strong. May need a few more days, hopefully. So I'm really looking forward to any pullbacks in the coming days. I'm just not a fan of buying into the strength, especially when the market is extended to the upside. After the earnings, lots of stock pull back to the last close day price. A-Lab and A-Net, how to handle these situations? Um, let's see. A-Lab looks fine. Now it's just pulling back into the converging EMAs. I don't see anything wrong here. Yeah, A-Net it would be a little bit looks a little bit ugly for now. And now it's approaching the 60-minute 9 EMA as well as the previous channel high, this ascending trend line. Um, to me, I think a 60-minute 9 EMA could be a potential support level that I can like potentially buy the breakout. But yeah, but I first I'm not a fan of A-Net because it's a little bit choppy and I think that I don't know. I like it's already near like it's only like 6.5 minutes until the close of this 60-minute candle. So I mean I would prefer a bounce like a little bit earlier, like maybe like 15 minutes earlier, and then we can get a stronger close on this 60-minute candle. Right now it looks yeah, the 60-minute candle looks a little bit too weak. So probably not. Yeah, that's why I don't like enter it here. I think A lab could be a good entry today as we pull back into the unfilled gaps and converging EMAs. Mm-hmm. Uh, the one thing that I don't like is that the semis ETF is at the 50 EMA and um, right now, like I'll prefer entering the semi stock when the sector ETF is pulling back into the rising nine um, or into this like unfilled gap level. Which I always like the the market or the sector to align with the individual stocks. Yeah, but I agree. Like technically, A lab pulling back into the converging EMAs and the unfilled gap is pretty decent, but still, there's no sign of any bounce just yet. It is coming close to this gap at the lower part of the gap. Uh, Yeah, but I just don't like the sector ETF right now. I think when it's not the best timing. I don't know whether ALAB can find support or not, but I want the sector to cooperate with the I mean the individual stocks to cooperate with the sector first. Have a look at Comp EP today. Yeah, I mean I kind of like how it pulled back into the 60-minute line and also filling the gap filling this gap up at the open, but it's just a little bit illiquid and I I don't know. Yeah, and then I think maybe the stock is also a little bit difficult to trade. Like too many wicks and not really like respecting the EMAs that that perfectly. Uh, yeah, but yeah, I do like the flush in the after the open. Understand you took YOU as is in the hot software sector plus breaking out of Wing, but why did you pick Upstart when fintech seems to be lagging a little versus like something like apps or shop? Yeah, apps. I think I got this one in the pre-market scan. Definitely, so I think it's one of the. It looks great and right sector, um, right types of stock. Like back in 2021, I think I traded it back in maybe probably on this breakout or maybe this breakout. Yeah, it's a it's a great stock to trade, like fast moving stocks. Just a little bit illiquid, but today, yeah, I think today would be fine. Um, uh, yeah, I think actually it's actually a pretty a really decent EP. But why I didn't take it, really no specific reason about it. Just maybe the market cap is a little bit too small, and I thought it would be illiquid to trade today, but turns out today is doing pretty well. And the weekly is looking pretty very good too. It's like the 150 starting to turn up, and we got the pullback with a breakout in the pullback under the 9 EMA, and now we are getting an EP getting above all of them, so it looks pretty decent. Yeah, so maybe probably I should put it into my main watch list today. An EP like apps that you have on primary watches where you see it's a good EP. Or, uh, a pre-market plus good pre-market strength, but it runs like 10% in the first minute candle. Do you just give it a miss or wait for another entry? Yep. I think it's I think I think that yeah, it's moving too fast. Really cannot manage risk tightly here. One possible entry would be the Edgar VWAP, I think. Like on the second minute pull back into the Edgar VWAP, and then you just you're just buying into the pullback into the Edgar VWAP and set a like a pure percentage stop, like 1.5 or 2%, 2.5% stop. because like there's no structure in the first minute candle. Uh, but definitely it will be a like you got a lower win rate for that. Like there, um, compare with like buying the breakouts. But if you're buying the breakout, the stop will be like 3%. It will be too much. Uh, I mean, yeah, it's just moving too fast. Sometimes it's yeah. Sometimes it's really hard. You cap your open risk as a percentage of your account. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I recently entered long on Rocket Lab. Part of my reason is that I believe the earnings of SpaceX would drag SpaceX down, and therefore the money would go to its competitor Rocket Lab. Does that logic make sense to you? First, um, there's a that's a hypothesis that the earnings of SpaceX would drag SpaceX down. So it is a uh, this is an unknown factor. Like no one can guarantee the SpaceX will go up or down after earnings. Second, I'm um, I mean the logic needs to make sense only by like verifying with the market. So it doesn't. I am a nobody. I don't. I'm I'm irrelevant. Uh, I mean, you should seek for the confirmation from the market. Like, have you studied a similar situation like after the competitors' earnings? What is the reaction of the peers? Do you think gold strength plays a role in making cryptos a better trade today? They seem to be correlated. I I don't consider like what gold is doing today for my cryptos trade. Maybe they are correlated, maybe they are not, but yeah, but gold is not um it's irrelevant to my longs on cryptos. Don't you get tired of the constant questions, and doesn't streaming make it hard to focus on trading? Uh, yes, definitely. I mean, I would definitely get tired for the questions. You know, a lot of the questions uh are not that value added to me and also to all of you. And also many questions are have asked, have asked, and I've answered multiple times. And yeah, but I mean that, but it's still I cannot like ask all of you to watch all my recordings like before asking any questions. So I mean, so yeah, that's that. And does streaming make it hard to focus on trading? Yeah, definitely a little bit. But I have missed some trades because I'm talking or I'm answering questions, and sometimes like like uh just because of like opening the stream, streaming my screen would also puts put some pressure on, yeah, put some pressure onto my trading too. But I think it's fine. Like it's not really that much. Like if one day if my trading does get affected by the streams a lot, that it like really significantly worsen my performance, then definitely I would consider um, stop streaming for a bit. And yeah, but right now I think it's fine. Maybe I'm a little bit early on ALAB. I think the queues on the 60-minute 9 EMA would be a better timing. Uh, and also the SOCX maybe pulls back into this unfilled gap. It would be a better entry too. Thank you all for your kind words and support. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, we can see a lot of the semi names are rallying into the declining moving averages. Let's see whether they can find some support on the rising nine, or maybe then, yeah, this is this could be pullback short entry. Uh, yeah, so I think yeah, probably not a good idea on this A lap long, but I think this should be avoided. Uh, the stock case is also at the declining nine to weekly nine. So probably needs a little bit sideways actions before any breakouts, or like it can definitely starts to roll over from the declining 50 and maybe to retest the previous low or this unfilled gap like 490 485 level. to avoid shorting because of improving breath, as you have mentioned yesterday. Uh, yes, that's my current thoughts. But definitely, it doesn't mean that the semis cannot start breaking down from here, like rejecting off the 50 EMA. I think it could be very likely too. But even though the semi is starting to pull back, like I think the Qs would only like pull back into the low of yesterday candle, or like maybe the rising 9 or rising 21. I think still the market would be in a good shape, and we're seeing like the software is really starting to picking up steam, and some semi names are are actually like forming a tight ranges above the EMA, some already breaking out into the new highs. So yeah, I don't like shorting here. Yeah, if you ever feel like streaming is dragging down your trading, I honestly think cutting back a bit to focus on your trades is the move. Yeah, I know everyone loves the stream and the Q&A, but it shouldn't come at your expense. I've learned so much from you that helps my own trading. So I really respect what you do, and just want to see you stay sharp. Yeah, I totally get it, and yeah, I'm actually doing it. Like I last month I stopped streaming for a few days, um because I'm I'm going to the vacations, the holidays, and I've also stopped streaming on Thursday and Friday last week. Yeah, uh yeah, I'm tracking my condition. Like if I'm not feeling well, or not feeling like the mood is not suitable for streaming, is I'm not gonna force it. When are you going dolphin watching again? Um, have no plan in a coming in the coming weeks. But I kind of like go with the flow. So maybe I don't know. Like sometimes I would book the last minute flight before before a weekend or before like when I'm starting to get a mood or for a holiday. So I don't know. I, what do you think about AMD gapping into the 9 EMA after reclaiming 50 EMA yesterday? Do you think it's a fairly pullback buy? To me, it's not really a good pullback. Like now it's under all the EMAs. Um, Below this unfilled gap daily, also like getting rejected off the declining 21 and the declining 9 as well. And yeah, I think not really a good entry. Like I can't find any good entry today. So what dream came true for you with trading? Much traveling, nice flat or house, more eating out? Um, to me, I think time is is the is the best reward that I get from trading. Like I don't have to work a full-time job. I have full control uh, with my time, especially my daytime. So like market open at 9:30 p.m. in at night in Hong Kong. So I got a full day to do whatever I love to do. I can play video games. I can sleep. I can read. I can I can go out to have lunch with my friends, like visiting my former colleagues, or like uni friends, or friends in high school. I can go to a cafe at 3 p.m. afternoon. I can uh I can book a flight to wherever I want to go, like uh uh for whatever time. Like maybe like I can go to, I don't know, anywhere tomorrow. Like I can book the flights tonight, and I don't need to like apply for the leaves. I don't need to like report to my boss, or like hand over my jobs, to my duties. I think that's the, like, getting the time and getting the freedom is the best reward that I get from trading. And I don't really buy like I haven't bought any like a very expensive stuffs. Um, and my old actually my dream, like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, my dream is actually like maybe making my trading full time is actually my dream. So I'm now like living off my dream, and I'm really uh happy and really satisfied with that. Big, uh, I don't actually care about like how much money that I can make from trading. I'm just trying to improve my trading to a higher level, and that's what I'm trying to do. How much of your account do you risk per trade? On average, around 0.3%. I lowered it from 0.5% last year to like around 0.3% this year, and I think it is a really good decision. Do you ever try partial stops with lower time frame EMAs? Yes. Uh, yes, but I rarely trims in the past. In I think this year, I rarely trims this year. I try to hold my full positions over at least maybe 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully, if the stock is doing well. Uh, but I did try to use the to trail it with the lower time frame EMAs, and but I'm just getting more and more comfortable and good at holding a large position over time. So yeah, I I rarely trims nowadays. So yeah, it's a progress, and it's gonna change over time. How quickly you move your stops to break even? I see some traders do this if market conditions are unforgiving. Yeah, that's also um a thing that it really depends. To me, I'm just keeping it simple that I rarely move my stop to break even. Like even though crowd have moved far away from my stop, I- I'm just keeping my stop as the same when on my entry, and either I just manually take it off, um, but I really rarely move the stop to break even. Uh, I just don't like it. You have a look on at um, Fuel Cell. It's consolidating nicely on the daily, and I love the weekly chart and how PE is also holding up. I noticed that as well. Um, yes, I really like both the daily and weekly. And also it's also pretty liquid, like relative to its market cap. Yeah, I think it's a stock worth worth keeping an eye on it. And yeah, the range looks pretty solid and keep making higher lows. That's what probably Christian would draw, like probably something like that. And hopefully it can go a little bit more sideways, or maybe maybe just get a gap up above all the resistance, and that will also be a good scenario to. And it's probably one of the strongest stock, or like below 5 billion market cap, at least on my watch list. The smaller cap stocks is really strong. Together with AHR would also be one of the best small cap stocks right now. Fastly is also doing pretty well. How how you decide your risk per trade? Let's say 3%. How much that 3% impact your whole portfolio or wealth? I see how trader is risking 1% of his whole account, meaning 100K account only risk 1K per trade. Yeah, that's how I calculate my risk per trade too. The percentage of my trading account. To even think that trading in Indian market is even possible, uh, I don't know. Like, I'm not familiar with the Indian market, but yeah, I don't know. I really can't give any advice on this one. To add to fuel cell, I tried it yesterday, got stopped out today at low of day, and re-entered it today. Do you think I should have been more patient? Um, like buying off yesterday is I think it's fine. It definitely not. Uh, you can say it's not like tightening enough. You can say like we got a huge red candle 2 days before, but yeah, but I agree. Like the 9 and 21, and like also the 52, I really like it converging, and we got a slight pullback yesterday, and then we got a breakout of the previous candle high as well. I mean, like probably if you have put your stop at low of day, you should have you shouldn't got stopped out today, but still, I think yesterday's entry is pretty solid, and given how strong the market is yesterday, uh, yeah, I think it's fine, and like even though like today it stopped you out, for now it's doing fine. Like it is still holding above the 9 and 21 right now. Um, so we'll see how it's gonna close today. So I think the best case scenario it would be printing an inside week for this week, and then we got a breakout uh in next week, in the following week. That would be a really good weekly breakout, and probably the daily would also be a bit tighter too. Yeah, we'll see. Is the 0.3 average risk per trade fixed, or do you lower it when you are losing and increase it when you are winning? Um, um, this I mean it is a little bit embarrassing to say, but I think this year I haven't got a like a really difficult time just yet. Maybe like back in February. Uh, but I think yes, definitely I'm not gonna risk more than 0.3% when I'm trading badly. Uh, and sometimes because sometimes the stop I can get is sometimes I can get really tight like around 1% or even less than 1%. So maybe I like for a 25% sizing position. Uh, let's see. Yeah, for like a 25% sizing position, with a 1% stop, like I'm using only like 0.25% risk, and I think this year my average sizing has been lowered a bit. Like I don't think I have used a sizing larger than a 30% this year. Like most of my positions are around 25% or like 20% to 25%. So yeah, sometimes my even I'm doing when I'm doing good, I will still use a stop. I mean the I'm still using a risk per trade less than 0.3% because of how tight my stop is for some reason I don't see many setups proliferating. What's the 2025 tariff V-shaped rally looks like this? Hmm. Uh, I'm not sure. Like back in 2025. What does it look like? Um, but I mean, we are only like on maybe on day 3 of the bounce, like of the breakout. Maybe today's the day 4, so it's still too early to say. And there's some like a good entries like HPE on Monday. Maybe snow breakout or this pullback on Tuesday and Wednesday. I think like Pan W on Monday could also be like a decent pullback buy. So definitely there are some great entries. Mm, but I think yeah, the market is a little bit extended right now. So probably it will be much better when it starts consolidating. And yeah, it's still too early to say whether right now is more difficult than the 2025. No, I just got stopped out on A lab by how much? I mean, just a few cents, I believe. So I think like before I get tilted, I think it's time to end the day here. And finally, we're seeing some sign of slowing down. Hopefully we can get some great entries in the coming days. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you in the next one.